This is the top 5 MatPat Fnaf theories. Well, as you all probably know by now, MatPat has announced his retirement from YouTube. This announcement shocked the internet. Being a Fnaf theorist myself, I feel even if you don't like MatPat's theories, you can't deny the contributions that he has made to the community and that a lot of the theories he's come up with have been right. So I'm going to kick things off strong with a classic. Number 5. Purple guy is phone guy. A classic game theory FNAF video. This saw MatPat proposing that the phone guy in FNAF 1 was actually Purple Guy. He stated this before we actually knew Purple Guy was William Afton, before he had a name. And all these years later, he was proven correct by one line in the FNAF movie. Number 4. Prototype Freddy is Security Breach Freddy. So we all know about Security Breach Freddy, and we all know that in FNAF Ruin, Freddy has Prototype written on his foot. And we weren't too sure whether this was the same Freddy we see from Security Breach Original. However, given MatPat's explanations, I am on board the train that this is the same Freddy, that he is operating outside of the network, and the prototype word, well, that's a theory for another day, my friends. Number 3. There are 2 mimics operating within the Mega Pizza Plex. This is one of Matt's more recent theories, and I've actually used this theory in supporting evidence of my own theories. You have one mimic in the basement which has the yellow eyes. That is the physical mimic that has copied William Afton's characteristics, if you will. And then you have a secondary AI mimic that is operating as the network, as the helpy with an eye, that has been influenced by people's data, possibly contains multiple people's data, however it is its own separate entity. Hence why we see them talking to each other in Security Breach Ruin. Number 2. Bonnie Bro is Cassie's dad. This one I love. Everybody got down on MatPat when he first proposed it, and many months later, I believe he was proven to be right once again. I've not only used MatPat's Bonnie Bro is Cassie's dad video as supporting evidence for my own theories, I've actually used it almost as a central crux to aid me in proving that Cassie's dad may very well be the entity. And bringing ideas like that to the table just by connecting the few dots he had at the time and coming to that conclusion, that's really good theorist work. That's really good work. Because now we've got the mask in Help Wanted 2, and we know that you play as a technician and all these other sort of bits and bobs of supporting evidence. But back then, we didn't have any of that. So to make those connections, well done, Matthew, well done. And lastly, I want to do myself justice, and I want to do justice against the Reddit goblins. Gregory is a robot. I believe this with every fibre of my being. I don't just believe Gregory is a robot, I believe he is the rebuilt CC. I can go on for days about this. But once again, MatPat called this theory far before anybody else had. He used breadcrumbs and connected minor dots to come to these theories that I believe are now either proven correct or have been given more supporting evidence in later games. Coming to these conclusions with such little evidence and aiding the community in such a way to connect the dots and find answers, it's not something that's easy to do. And I know MatPat has an entire slew of resources at his feet, but the one thing he had that we all have is intent and drive to find the truth and connect the dots himself. Without that, none of this theory work is possible. His entire channel wouldn't be possible. And I personally thank MatPat for getting me on this FNAF train. Because the fact of the matter is, although MatPat is stepping away from YouTube, and there are other people taking over the channel, let's be honest with ourselves. The channel won't be the same. It may not be worse. It may not be better. But the fact is that the Game Theorists channel will not be the same, and it's not going to have the same punch that it once used to. It won't have the same passion and drive because it doesn't have that same core passion and drive. So in place of that, I'd say support your local FNAF theorists in place. You have incredible videos from ID's Fantasy. You have incredible videos from Rytoast. You have incredible videos from John from Fnaf. And these are the resources that I'm going to be using moving forwards. I will still be using Tom and Game Theorists, that goes without saying. But use this as an opportunity to expand your horizons. Look into other theorists and find more avenues and more content to consume in the FNAF community. Because the more we support each other, the larger the community grows. And the larger the community grows, the more FNAF games we get, the more FNAF content we get, the more stories we get, the more resources we all have to have a fun life. So thank you all so much for watching. I'm going to miss MatPat dearly, in case that didn't come across, and I hope you found value in this video. If you're not already subscribed, feel free to subscribe because, hey, you got to get your theories somewhere. See you all in the next video.